Hello, it's Lorna here from Orchard Green Parenting, and today we have a question from the mum of 3-year-old triplets. She asks what is necessary to go in a child's bedroom. The triplets have been sharing a room since they were born, and they're about to move into their own bedrooms, so this seems like a really good chance to really express their personalities a bit. In the way that the rooms are furnished and decorated. So, at the risk of stating the obvious, the only thing that's absolutely essential in a child's bedroom is a bed. Of course, you can always show their personalities there by using their favourite colours or designs in the bedding. The same can go for things like rugs and curtains. They can all be quite easily made or bought in a particular colour scheme or with a certain character on. You don't have to go down the Disney princesses or whatever film it is route. You can just as easily get something that's maybe got flowers on it or butterflies or robots or whatever in a slightly more generic way if you don't want to use a particular character, but you can certainly show their personalities there. Beyond that, it really depends on your individual child. So if you have one who maybe isn't sleeping so well and you struggle to get them to go down at night, then you probably don't want to have lots of things like toys in their room. Just because those things can be a big distraction, especially when they're only 3, they're still quite little, and they can maybe struggle a little bit with the idea of staying in bed. So if that's the case, you might want to avoid having too much else in the room, their favourite cuddly toys and things, just to make it feel comfortable, but nothing that's really a distraction, nothing that would tempt them to get out of bed. Along the same lines, whatever you do put in the room, you do make sure you use furniture straps and attach it all to the wall. They're cheaply and easily available, and a child can just pull over a chest of drawers or even a wardrobe trying to climb up them or whatever it is that they do, and those can seriously injure or even kill little ones, so it is really important just to strap everything to the wall. It's not difficult to do and it's not expensive, so it's very much worth it. Having said that, what are you going to actually have in the room? Well, probably some kind of clothes storage. So, and again, in some families you might actually decide to keep all the clothes in some central area and you might not need that, but for most people a chest of drawers might be enough. For most children you might want a wardrobe, particularly if you've got a girl who has long dresses that you don't want to get crumpled, that kind of thing. Really the only other thing that I would include for a 3-year-old is just some sort of place that they can call their own. This family, obviously they've got triplets, it's probably quite busy, there probably aren't very many places that a child can go if they want a few minutes to themselves. As they get older, it may be that they will want to have their friends over to play and maybe play with their friend without their other siblings around. It may be that, say, sometimes they want some peace and quiet. They might have some special toys that they don't particularly want to share. And while sharing is important, it should be okay for a child to have 1 or 2 things that are their very own. So perhaps each child might like to have a little corner in their bedroom. You can make it all beautiful if you want to, with, you know, fabric drapes and fairy lights and lovely comfy cushions, or it can just be a corner. And they can have maybe one thing that's a particular thing that they would like to have. So one child might like a doll's house, another might like books, it might be that they have a collection of toy cars, something like that. Nothing with flashing lights, nothing that makes a loud noise, nothing sort of overly stimulating, but the sort of thing that they can just go and play quietly with. Now obviously you know your own children and you want that to be something that they're safe to play with. If they're going to be putting small things in their mouths or anything like that, then of course avoid those sorts of toys. But really, something that they can just have as their own special thing, so when they want a little bit of space, they have somewhere to go and they can play quietly with that. I say, especially in a very busy family where sometimes, especially as they're getting older, they might want just a little bit of space to themselves. But really, in a child's room, nothing is absolutely essential except for the bed and bedtime stories as well. We haven't spoken about that. I'm guessing maybe with triplets you might be having bedtime stories in some central location rather than in each individual bedroom, so books might be stored somewhere else. Of course, it may be that you want to store a few bedtime stories in each room as well. But that's all. It doesn't need to be too much, it doesn't need to be a huge amount. It's actually better not to put too much in their room. The rooms are mostly for sleeping and as a sort of quiet retreat. You don't want them stuffed full of toys so that the child doesn't know which way to turn. A small number is great. So I hope that helps, and if anybody has any other questions, please do send them to me. It's Lorna, Lorna, at orchardgreenparenting.com, and I'll do my best to answer. Bye.